Hi, it's Kel here from Adventure with the Riders, and thank you for watching another one of my probably truly awful videos. So I wanted to use this video to share with you the really funny thing that happened on the very first time we took my cousin's caravan away on a holiday. So as I told you in the introduction about us, that she upgraded to a caravan in August 2017. And basically what had happened was we'd booked earlier in the year to go away I think it was like the first weekend of September, or definitely around that time, very early September anyhow, down to Ladgham Bay Holiday Park in Devon. So this was somewhere that we'd gone as kids, and so it's somewhere that we're really keen to go back and visit. So we'd booked to go camping there. Well, after she got the caravan, we decided that we would see if we could get it changed to a caravan booking. So called them up, and they're really helpful, and they changed it over for us, and top marks them actually for great service there, because we got our sort of grass camping pitch upgraded to a hard standing caravan pitch, and I'll cover that and probably a review of them in another video, but top marks them as a site. So I'm a planner. I love to check where we're going, how we're getting there, the roads we're going to use, and all that kind of thing before we go anywhere. So of course I'd done that for this journey. So anyhow, we're going down on a Thursday, and we booked Thursday to Monday, but our intention always was to come home on Sunday afternoon. I don't know if they offer a late checkout there, but that kind of worked for us really, in terms of that'd be a really great way of us getting the most out of Sunday, but being able to come back Sunday late afternoon, very early evening, so we're ready for work on the Monday. So I'd planned the journey, and literally the intention was, I had the day off work. My cousin works part-time, so she finished something like 2:30 on a Thursday. So, and it worked around school hours, because I don't think her daughter was back at school at this point. And so what the plan to do was to leave at sort of like 3:30 time. And that was the intention when we were camping. So anyhow, a few days before we went, unfortunately my cousin needed to book an appointment in, which meant that she was going to be not free until about 3:30. So we'd made the agreement that we would I'd go over to meet where the caravan is just before 4 o'clock, and then we'd go from there. And our whole intention was that, okay, it's a bit frustrating that we're probably about an hour later leaving than we wanted to be, but we still have plenty of time. Ladgham Bay is 2.5 hours on a good run. We would always allow 3 if we were towing, but you know, we had a good 4 hours because, and I say a good 4 hours because Ladgham Bay do sighting. So their policy and their rule is that you have to no pitching tents after 8 p.m, and you have to be sighted if you have a touring vehicle. And they have a couple of chaps who have like a tractor come lawnmower type thing that they come in, and they they move, sight your vehicle for you. So you park up in the car park, you go and check in, they come, they hitch your vehicle, they hitch it up, and off they go. It's a great service, especially if you're not confident about manoeuvring. Because of the tiered sight, it's quite tight in places, which I'm sure is why they do this and offer this service. And it's much more, they literally can sight you in like literally 5 minutes, whereas you could be kind of faffing around. Well, we would probably be faffing around for about 45 minutes to do something like that. So anyhow, so we thought 4 hours is still plenty of time. So unfortunately what then happened was, because it was the first trip out in the caravan, and we loaded it properly, we need to check the nose weight, and do we need to move that, and what's this and what's that, it was probably 5:15 by the time we left to start the journey. So we're already now not just, we're down to 3 3/4 hours. We weren't long into the journey, and I got a call from Ladgham Bay who said, yeah, so are you definitely coming today? Because we had contacted them about whether we went very early on the Friday morning. My cousin's not one for an early morning, so she kind of like, oh, I'd rather go on the Thursday, and then we get the kind of the 2 full days there. So, and I'm like, yeah, no, we're definitely coming. We're on the 303. I think at this point, the sat-nav said we were due to be there about 7 o'clock. They're like, yeah, that's fine, no problem. So, but you have to be here by 8. Yeah, no, that's cool. So, anyhow, a little bit later on, we had to stop because, small child in the car, toilet stop and all that kind of thing. found the fabulous off the 303 Cartergate picnic area, which is brilliant if you're towing a vehicle because you can literally drive around. There's like no reversing required, so that was great. But, you know, if anybody's travelled on the 303, you'll equally know that there's some real pinch points, and that really slowed our journey down. And we got another call from Ladram Bay a little bit later on, I think probably about just before 7, going, oh, you know, like, are you nearly here? And it was like, no, but the sat nav says we'll be there like 7:40. Like, what's the latest we can arrive? Well, you need to be here at 8 o'clock for them to sight you. If you're here at 8 o'clock, they'll sight you. It's like, brilliant. Yeah, no, that's great. So we're like, no, that's fine, because there's 20 minutes flex in that. That'd be great. So we get a little bit closer to Ladram Bay, and my cousin, because it's her first towing journey, had looked up in terms of what the route might look like. So I said that was generally my job, and it is my job when we go away to kind of be chief navigator. So we're driving along somewhere, and she starts indicating, and I'm like, what are you doing? We need to carry on along, I think, the 303 at this point, but anyway, we needed to like not turn off the road we were on. So, oh yeah, no, well, I looked at the map, and she said, I checked it again, and I think if we go this way, we stay on A roads. And it's like, as long as possible, because the very last part of the journey into Ladram Bay through Otterton is a B road. I don't know, it might not even be, it might be unclassified. It's very narrow, not very nice, the very last few hundred yards. And I was like, yeah, no, but I don't think that's the way we go. We go this way and then round. Yeah, but that goes on a B road. And I was like, yeah, but I think it's okay for towing, because I think that's the way that, like, if you put it into the sat nav, and as we put in the sat nav, it wants us to go. You're going against the sat nav going this way. No, but it's an A road. So we have this debate, but ultimately my cousin's the one driving the car and towing. And you know, if I was driving, I'm very headstrong and be like, oh, I'm going this way. I ignore my sat nav permanently. So I'm not in a position to talk. So we turn, and I think it was like the Seaford or Seaton Road. I should have checked the map before doing this video, sorry. I'll post it in the in my summary of the video so that I confirm. And it is an A road on the map. Now, the lesson that we learnt that day, absolutely categorically, was to look at Google Street View of a road before you make a decision. Because, yes, it was an A road, but there were cars parked on both sides, which meant it was one lane in the middle of the road that went uphill and downhill around bends, and it wasn't a great road for towing at all. It was a slalom for several miles, and it massively slowed us down to the point that I think it was 5 to 8 when we got to Ladram Bay, because we'd had to, the very top of the drive, pull in to let a tractor go past, which turned out to be the one that would have sighted us if we'd been there like 10 minutes earlier. What then proceeded was that we had to spend the night in the car park. They obviously have an area for late arrivals. Good job we went in a tent, because they wouldn't have let us on the pitch and we would have had to spend the night in the car, so that would have been a little bit traumatic. But yeah, so we had to put in the car park. This is when the next kind of thing happened. So the security guard was brilliant. He went and got us some water to have a drink and showed us where the nearest toilets were and that kind of thing. And we were sorted. It was great. Not a problem. Apart from, my cousin has an Alco hitch on her caravan, and I have no idea how they work. But basically, the button was in the right position, but looked like it was in the wrong position. You have to spin something or something on an Alco hitch. I don't know. I don't have one on the folding camper that I tow. Don't know about the thing. But with the franticness of it kind of now being dark and sort of like nearly 9 o'clock at night and all that kind of thing, my cousin was kind of just couldn't get the caravan off the car. So what then happened was we had to leave it connected to the car overnight and sleep in it connected to the car. But the problem was where the overnight parking wasn't really enough room for the caravan and the car. So it basically blocked up the car park, and people had to keep walking and driving around us and were a hazard. And I'll pop in some pictures of that so you can laugh at our expense. We looked like two women who'd stumbled across the caravan, managed to hitch it to a car, drive all these miles and not know what we're doing. And it wasn't us at all. We're a victim of kind of being panicked in the moment and the rush. So our message that whether you're a first-time caravaner or a long-time caravaner, leave enough time, because it's a real trauma if things don't go to plan. And we felt so pressurised in the last part of our journey, and that definitely had an impact into that evening. You know, the fact that my cousin then couldn't unhitch her car was just because we'd kind of got ourselves all worked up. Well, that's the end of the story, and as I say, you can have a laugh at the pictures at our expense. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. See you soon.